Maya, it's another edition of the latest news to keep you in the groove, but who's on the line with us?
Chase Wright.
Woo,
what's up, guys?
Chase
Thank you so much for having me.
How are you today?
So good. It's actually a pretty beautiful day here in Nashville, Tennessee. A little bit cold, but it's getting warmer. It was like freezing, 30 degrees earlier today, so at least it's a little bit warmer than that.
Ooh. All right. Well, Maya, she's got lots of good questions for you. Maya, take it away, girl.
Okay, so first of all, I know I already said this, but I just want to say again, thank you so much for calling in. I have, since we got this set up, I haven't believed that it's actually gonna happen. I've just been so starstruck.
No, thank you. No, I just want to say thank you also. I see all the comments and likes and the messages, and I greatly appreciate you always, liking what I'm doing. And when you reached out and asked if I do this, 100% yes. And so I love what the Ryan Seacrest Studios do generally, and I and I just love seeing all of your nice comments and messages. And so 100%.
Thank you. So my first question for you is, when was the moment you first knew you wanted to be a singer?
Yeah, that moment happened pretty late in my life. I went to school for economics and I went to college to do business. And so it wasn't it was about halfway through college that I really realized that traditional business route wasn't necessarily the way that I wanted to go, and just started playing out at local college bars and stuff like that, and started posting a bunch on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, and just gradually growing it from there. And it wasn't until I came to Nashville for the first time, my now manager reached out to me and got me to come to Nashville, and I did some songwriting workshops and stuff like that. It wasn't until then that I, realized that, maybe I could do this and maybe I can do this for a full-time job, because I'd never really, thought it was possible before that.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So who are your musical inspirations?
I feel like I have so many musical inspirations. Recently, it's been a lot of Justin Bieber or Machine Gun Kelly or JP Sax. It's been a lot of pop artists. It's been, Millennium or the Chainsmokers. And so, having those pop influences, I feel like really helps create interesting music in my world and the country world, creating something that maybe people haven't really heard before in the country space. And so, but that being said, I still really love, a Sam Hunt or a Keith Urban or a Thomas Rhett. And so pulling from those people also.
Oh, cool. So what is your songwriting process like?
Yeah. So I feel like now that I've been writing songs for a while, I feel like everybody's got their thing that they do well. And so when you go into a writing room, I feel like you're paired up with people that do what you can't, and compliment you well. And so one thing that I feel like I do really well is I bring in a good idea or a good title. And so I'll, walk in with the title, why can't it be over? And I'm like, hey, I think that the song should be called this, and it should say something along the lines of this. And then, just sort of lead people down a path, and then they help me get there, And so just coming into the room with a plan or an idea, and then having the other people, sort of help tell that story with me.
Oh, cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love just music, and I love writing, and so I love writing songs. So I always love hearing people's inspiration.
Yeah. No, and there are a lot of things in writing that if I didn't have somebody there to help me with, I definitely couldn't get the songs that I have now. I'm not very good at just coming up with words and lines out of nowhere. Like I need somebody to help guide me, you know, like I always tell people that like I can color in between the lines, but I can't just paint on a blank canvas. You know, I need like somebody else to draw those lines and then I'll help color them in, you know?
Yeah. So is there one or do you have a special wait, sorry, what was the last question I asked you?
You asked about writing style and how like how do I write?
Okay, thank you. Sorry, my
Yeah,
memory
no,
is so bad, so I just
you're okay.
So do you have a special place that you go to write songs?
No, I don't really have a special place now. I used to, though. I used to when I was in college and I was learning how to play guitar and learning how to sing and write and stuff like that. I had a place that I would only ever sing or write or anything in this one place, and it was in the basement of the house that I was living in. I lived with a lot of other people, and the basement was the only place where like nobody could hear me. And so I could go down there and sing and nobody would really know, or I could go down there and write songs or practice and nobody would really know. And so that's one place. It wasn't very pretty. It was pretty old and pretty run down and kind of gross, but it was the only place that I had like privacy. And I learned so much down there, and I tried so many things. I filmed a lot of videos and all that stuff in this pretty rundown basement room.
Is there one song that you've written that means the most to you?
Yeah, I think "Wish You'd Miss Me" is probably the song of mine that has come out that I think is the most important to me. It's like the first song that I ever put out, like that I felt like was just very honest, and the first time that I could be truly honest in a song that I had written. I feel like for a long time I, was afraid to say certain things because I thought that maybe people didn't want to hear them or people wouldn't relate. And that was a song that I was just 100% honest. And I, said what I needed to say. And I really needed to say that at the time to help me get over something. And so that's one that still, to this day, when I like play it, it's one that, still means a lot to me.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I have your music on repeat all the time, and since your album came out, that's been like all I've been listening to.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I actually had a really bad day Friday, and so I was just listening to your music, and like that made me feel a lot better.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Hearing things like that like means so much more to me than anything else. And that's like seeing somebody at one of your concerts, like singing a song back to you. It's like that right there, like having somebody like genuinely love the music and listen to it and stuff like that. Like that means so much more to me than seeing any sort of numbers or anything. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, is there someone that you hope to collaborate with in the future?
Yeah, I think if I'm collaborating with a country artist, I think the country artist I want to collaborate the most with would be Keith Urban. I think Keith Urban's, I've seen him live more than any other country act. And I think that he's a guy that, is so great at what he does and has been around for so long that I look up to him and idolize him so much that if I could collaborate with a country artist, it would be Keith Urban. If it's like a pop artist, obviously like a Justin Bieber would be sick, right? Like who doesn't love Justin Bieber? Or if it's like an EDM DJ, maybe like a Martin Garrix, I love Martin Garrix, like EDM stuff. And so there's a lot of people in different spaces that I would love to work with at like some point.
Oh, cool. So what inspired the name of your album, Intertwined?
So that was something that like we spent, it was a lot of time and effort I spent trying to figure out the name for the record. That's something that means so much and it's going to be around forever. Right. Like the name of the album is going to live forever. And so it's something I was like, man, this has to be cool. This has to be cool. And so I thought of a lot of different names and ran them by people on my team, and none really stood out. And so we started looking at different songs on the record, and we're like, what could this be named? Like, what if we had, what if we named the record the title of a song? And so I wanted to, pay homage to where I grew up and like all the people that poured into me, that led me to where I was at, like creating the first album, and just like all the people that have influenced me up until this point. And so like, that was sort of the idea of, I was like, I want to pay homage in some way to everybody that's helped me get here. And so that's when my manager actually was just like, well, why don't we just name the record Intertwined? Because all of those things, are interconnected, and they all play into where you're at now. They're all intertwined. Right. And so it worked out great because we already had the song called Intertwined that we were ready to put on the record. And so it's like, this just works out really well. Like we get to showcase, how, like, cause we did, we're doing a like vinyl record, and the like limited edition, like version of that, there's like 250 pictures on the front cover of influential people or moments in my life that have, led me to where I'm at now. And so I feel like that title just really worked with that. It helped pull everything together. It shows that, I feel like it, shows respect to all the things. And it like just says thank you to everybody who's helped me get to where I'm at.
Oh, cool. Is there something that you do before performance to get you in the right state of mind?
Man, it's tough. I feel like the same thing I used to do before track meets. So I ran track most of my life. I ran track really competitively for about 10 years. And so before every track meet, I would take some time to myself. I would, say a quick prayer, and just really focus on what the like job that I have to do. And so I feel like I do that before performances now, because it's very much this like same thing, although they're like pretty different, right? But very much the same thing of like, you have a job to do, and you have, you've worked really hard to get to this point, and it's time to like showcase like what you've been working on, And so I just take some time for myself, say a quick prayer, and just really focus and get out there and show off what I've been working on.
Cool. So if you had to pick a song to wake up to every morning, what song would it be?
Is it one of my songs or just any song generally?
Any song.
Any song. The first, I don't know why, I don't even listen to this song at all, but it's so funny. You like mentioned that the very first song that came to my head was Happy by Pharrell. I don't know why. I'm like, that would be such a great song to wake up to every morning. You're just so like cheerful. You're dancing around. I couldn't tell you the last time I listened to the song, but I'm thinking if that was waking me up every morning, there's no way you could be in a bad mood.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there a show that you're currently binge watching?
Not currently so much. I've been so busy the last like month with the like record coming out and the like tour starting that I haven't really watched a whole lot of TV. If I watch TV, I'll try to catch like a movie or something. Because that you don't have to commit too many days to that, right? You can just sit down for like an hour and a half, watch the movie, and be done. But I've been going to bed so early recently because I've been so tired that like I haven't really had chance to watch many series. I'm trying to think of even the last series that I watched. The last series that I really spent a lot of time on was Manifest on Netflix. It was really good. It was just about like a plane that disappeared for 5 years and comes back, and all the people have like essentially time traveled, and I don't know. It's like a really cool like mystery show, but there's 3 seasons of that, and I binged watched that pretty hard.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I've never seen that show, but I've
really, really
heard
good.
So much about it. So
Yes.
yeah. I am currently watching Mythic Quest on Apple TV.
Interesting.
Yeah, that it's Yeah, it's a comedy and
Okay.
it's hilarious. So
I don't have Apple TV. I don't have Apple TV, but what's it about? Comedy?
yeah, it's about this like uh um this company that like this gaming company that creates video game.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not like interested in that stuff, but this is just
It's just
very funny.
funny.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep. I love it. I love it.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of something that's not on Apple TV that I'm watching right now, and I can't think of anything. That I can think of a bunch of stuff on like network TV, but nothing that I can currently binge watch.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. Um, is there a song that you love that you're embarrassed to admit is on your playlist?
Oh, that's so good. That is, you know what's bad? I know that there is something. I just cannot, off the top of my head, I can't think of it. I'm trying to think. I mean, I listen to like a lot of Olivia Rodrigo, and I feel like that's probably kind of embarrassing. I don't even know why. She's so good and so talented, but I feel like when I'm in the gym, like lifting, and it's like, you betrayed me, you know, like I just like shouldn't be listening. I should be listening to something more that'll pump you up. And I'm listening to like sad Olivia Rodrigo ballads, right? When I'm like lifting in the gym. So that's probably the most embarrassing thing, even though it's like, I love her music so much because it's so well written. But I feel like you wouldn't think like, you know, a 25-year-old guy in the gym is lifting to Olivia Rodrigo, you know?
Yeah. 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 Her I love her song Good For You. And my mom and I were out somewhere today and it came on in the store and I was just like in the middle of the store just singing Good For You.
I mean, that song is like one that you could actually work out to because it's got some it's like pretty rocking. But yeah, I mean that's probably the most embarrassing, I think, even though it's not really that embarrassing. There are like probably more. I just can't think of them off the top of my head.
Yeah. So when you're having a bad day, what do you do to make yourself feel better?
As crazy as it is, and people might think this might make their day worse, but I go and I either go on a run or go walk. But I feel like running, for me specifically, just helps me like clear my head. Like running outside, you know, if I can go run outside, that's something that, you know, even if I'm super stressed or mad or, you know, sad or what, it doesn't matter what it is, just getting out there, running, and just, you know, just letting it all go and just being, you know, out there in nature and listening to music. And I don't know, there's just like something about it that once I do that and run for like 20 minutes, I'm good.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I love like getting outside and going for walks with my dog.
Absolutely.
And like just listening to music, and usually it's not like anything that will make me cry. It's just like upbeat stuff. Sometimes the music that always makes me cry is just like a bunch of Ben Platt songs. Mm-hmm. Like I will just put those on if I need to cry, like if I need to get something off my chest, and just so I'll either sometimes, I mean, I listen to his music all the time, but there are some specific songs of his that I will just I won't even like make it through the first verse without crying. So.
You already know it. Yeah, you already know what's coming next, and you just no. There's a big benefit in just crying it out. Sometimes you just need to let it go.
Yeah. Yeah, usually I try to, I'm like, no, I don't. Sometimes I'm just like, nope, I don't want to feel this way. I'll just do something to distract
Try it
myself.
out.
Yeah, but then they'll sneak up on me, and then that's when it's just crying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Um, so my last question for you is, who do you consider to be a real life superhero, and why?
Real life superhero. Man, I think moms. I think moms everywhere are like real. I mean, I just see so many moms in my life now with so many things, right? And it's like the amount that you can do for your kid and still do in your personal life. I feel like moms are superheroes. You know, they do so much for so many people and still manage to like find time to like sleep, you know? And so I don't know. Real life superheroes to me will always be moms.
Yeah, I agree with that. My mom is just, she's like my best friend, and there's a lot of the time like I will ask her like, how do you do all of this? Because I would get so overwhelmed and not be able to do any of it. So
I mean, absolutely. I mean, my mom growing up too. I mean, she at one point was working like 3 jobs, you know. I mean, because it's like you just have to at sometimes, you know. And like me and my brother never ever wanted anything, you know, because my parents both like always made sure to give us whatever we needed, or you know, and they made sure to provide. But I just feel like moms everywhere generally are always doing so much. And so yeah, definitely real life superheroes in my mind.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, I thank you so much for calling in. I had so much fun talking with you.
Thank you. No, I mean, yeah, just like thanks again for always being there and always saying so many positive things about, you know, what I'm doing, me and my like music and album and stuff like that. So thank you so much.
Of course. Well, I did have one more question for you.
Yeah, go for it.
I was just gonna ask you, are you do you have any plans to come to Denver soon?
Oh my gosh. Well, I really hope so. I mean, I really want to go play so many places, and next year we have nothing, you know, set in stone for next year. And so hopefully next year we can make a lot of dates happen. But I definitely want to. I've never been to Denver or Colorado or anything at all ever, and so I would love to come out there and do like something. And so hopefully 2022 is the year for that. And I'm really trying to make that happen, to get out there and play some really cool places.
Oh, yay.
Well, Chase,
thank you guys so much.
It has been so awesome spending so much time with you. And, you know, we do have a little place called Red Rocks. That's something good to aim for.
I've definitely heard about that place.
But maybe starting with Grizzly Rose is a well-known place around here too. So maybe we'll see you there someday. And of course, when you are there, you have an open invitation to come to the Seacrest studio. I know all the patients here would love to meet you. And don't worry, Maya will keep us updated as to what you're doing when your songs are dropping, because she has a weekly show in addition to her interviews, and she always gives us the updates. Maya,
Perfect.
Did you have something else you wanted to say there, girl?
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say the Grizzly Rose is like 20. You have to be at least 21. So,
Except on Sundays, you can be under... And except on Sundays is family night, so you could be under 21 on Sundays.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
There you go.
Sundays it is. Sundays it is.
Or, I mean, you could just do a few nights. You could go to one theater and then the next night be at the Grizzly Rose. You know, you never know.
Yeah.
Well, Chase, thank you so much. We hope you have a great day, and we'll keep rocking your music here at B-Boy 45 in the Seacrest studio.
Thank you guys so much. This this has been like really, really great. So thank y'all for having me.
Awesome. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.